Hey, good morning everybody, and as you can see here, this is a Christmas Eve edition at my look at some of the wrestling news that's been going on this past week, some of the rumors and everything. You know, and I'll be honest with you folks, I'll be honest with you, there's been a lot of news items going around here in wrestling, especially when it comes to the WWE. You know, WWE's been really making a lot of news, I guess, lately. You know, for example, there's word going around that the Big Show, Paul White, the Big Show, will be turning heel very soon. So basically, what's going on there? So basically, you know, that's new. It's kind of new news, if you will, but it's like it being considered, it's a rumor. Another name that's being considered for a heel turn, believe it or not, is the new champion, world champion, Daniel Bryan. But it looks like they're leaning more towards Big Show because apparently this would help lead into a potential match at WrestleMania between the Big Show and Shaq. That's right, Shaquille O'Neal. Now, again, that all depends if they decide to go in that direction. But it's really been a newsworthy week, especially with this, ladies and gentlemen, especially with this, because this is what really got me today. You see, last night, and I favored this so I can watch it on YouTube, either on my Xbox or on the computer, you had two of these guys, these Dave and Kevin, or whatever the names are, and they're praising the fact, or they're actually giving credit to WWE for allowing all the main championships, all the titles, to be held by a younger generation, a newer generation of competitors. I mean, they've pointed out, that, you know, CM Punk has the WWE title, Daniel Bryan has the world title, Zack Ryder has the US title, Cody Rhodes has the Intercontinental title, Kofi and Evan have the tag titles, and Beth has the Divas title. And what was unique about this is, I don't know if this is going to be a picture that's going to be in an upcoming issue of WWE Magazine or something, but they got a big old group picture of all of them together with the championships. That's right, you have Cody Rhodes standing alongside Daniel Bryan, you have CM Punk standing alongside Zack Ryder, you have Kofi and Evan, you know, and you know, in the picture, and you have Beth right up front. And you know, to me, again, I wonder if that's going to be an upcoming magazine or something like that, issue of WWE Magazine. But again, what was ironic is they talked about this, they credited the WWE for taking this opportunity to, you know, even if it doesn't last long, but, you know, giving these young people, this new generation, if you will, these new faces, if you will, of all the divisions, a chance to run with the ball. But now, ironically about that, is now the words going around is WWE is considering, this is just a rumor though, it's just a rumor, according to, I guess, F4W Online and the Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer or something like that. And I don't know if Richard Gray over at WrestlingNewsWorld.com has reported this, but apparently WWE is considering, and this is just a strong rumor, mind you, considering taking the WWE Championship off of CM Punk and maybe even continuing that trend with the likes of Daniel Bryan and maybe Zack and whoever else. Now, believe it or not, now believe it or not, like I said, it's kind of ironic. Now suddenly you have one of the most controversial podcast guys that TV Tracks or Dirt Sheet Channel ever takes samples of the audio show and puts it on YouTube. You got two of the most controversial guys, you know, when it comes to podcast wrestling, according to some, and two of the most disliked guys, giving praise to the WWE for doing this, and now all of a sudden you have WWE possibly deciding, you know what, our ratings were too high this past Monday. Our ratings haven't been that too high in the past few weeks, in the past month with CM Punk as champion. You know what? Maybe it's time we take the title off Punk. And again, it's kind of ironic. And I know people that have heard this news, whether it's been through these various websites, whether it's been here on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are not happy about this. Because basically you got the WWE saying, okay, we gave the IWC, we gave the YWC what they wanted, now it's time to go back to what we want. Go back to what makes us money, that gets us the ratings. Now, a lot of people, a lot of fans, and even wrestling insiders have criticized this possible decision or this consideration on WWE's part, because they're not giving the likes of CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, or Zack Ryder, or any of them an opportunity to shine. Basically, they're not, giving them the opportunity to go out there and have great promos, go out there and have the time they need to show that they are worthy of holding those titles. Now, as ironic, excuse me for a second, I'm just checking something there. As ironic as this sounds, ladies and gentlemen, to someone like me that's been a wrestling fan for over 20 years, way over 20 years, well, let's say way over 25 years, for someone like me that's been a wrestling fan for over 20 to 25, that's been a wrestling fan basically for about 20 to 25 years, it really doesn't surprise me that WWE would do this. And here's why it doesn't surprise me. Right now it's Christmas Eve. A week from this Saturday is New Year's Eve, and then it's going to be a new year. Now, I know a lot of wrestling fans, IWC fans, YWC fans would love to start the new year off with CM Punk, or start the new year off and continue 2012 on with the likes of CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Zack Ryder, Cody Rhodes, Air Boom, and Beth Phoenix as holding all the titles. But let's be realistic here, folks. We know that's not going to happen. Because right now what's happening is we're going into the home stretch after this weekend, which is Christmas weekend, and then after this week, which many people look at as Bowl Week, College Bowl Week, and New Year's, the countdown to 2012. Basically, we're heading into the home stretch. And if you think WWE, in their minds, mind you, is going to say, you know what? Having CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and Beth Phoenix and Air Boom and Cody and Zack all go to WrestleMania with our championship, the biggest show of the year, as champions, that doesn't make sense. No dinero, no money is in it. That's basically the way they look at it. Now, word is going around, believe it or not, that they are considering not just taking the title off of CM Punk, but they're also considering, and this would piss a lot of fans off because they think this would be downright ridiculous. The guy's had the title too many times. It needs to stay away from him, needs to stay off of him. And you know who I'm talking about, right? Exactly. WWE is considering now, from what I read in some of these reports, putting the title back on John Cena. That's right. And the reason why is because they're now believing, and again, this is just a rumor, but just a rumor, that now WWE Creative is realizing, you know what? Rock versus Cena is big, but what can make it even bigger is if we have Rock versus Cena for the championship, with the possibility that in his last match, The Rock could walk out and probably retire on top as the WWE champion. That's why they would do it. And again, it's basically because we're heading into what is known as WrestleMania season. after the Christmas season and the holiday season, which officially ends on the 3rd, or if you're a college bowl fanatic, you look at it as officially ending on the 9th. Basically what you have, folks, is people, the WWE creative looking at that and saying, now that this is all said and done, we can focus on WrestleMania season, and WrestleMania season means we need our ratings to go up, we need the money to go up, which means we need somebody that's recognized, that people know of as our top guy or guys and gals. So in other words, what I'm saying, folks, is due to the fact that they're considering taking the championship off CM Punk, also tells me, as a long time 20 to 25 year fan, that they'll probably also considering taking the titles off of Daniel Bryan, Zack Ryder, Cody Rhodes, Beth Phoenix. The only exception maybe could be Air Boom, and that's it. Excuse me while I check my time here. Okay. But again, like I said, the only exceptions could be Air Boom. Now, why would they be considering this? Again, like I said, it's all about WrestleMania season. And you want to go into the big, and in their minds, you want to go into the Super Bowl of wrestling, into the biggest show of the year, with someone that is recognized all over, that people know of as your top guy. So don't be surprised, and I'm saying this, being honest with you, as a longtime fan, don't be surprised if they do start to strongly consider having Rock and Cena for the title. Don't be surprised if perhaps the likes of Orton, that's right, Randy Orton, or even Wade Barrett, because even Wade Barrett's getting more known, is more known and recognized than Daniel Bryan. Don't be surprised if those two, in possibly a match at WrestleMania, is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Don't be surprised if Zack Ryder ends up losing the U.S. title, possibly back to Dolph Ziggler, or even to The Miz. That's right, I said The Miz. And don't even be surprised if Cody Rhodes, yeah, Cody is one of the probably more recognized than anybody, probably more recognized along with Beth and Kofi and Evan, but don't be surprised if they take the title off him before WrestleMania or even at Mania. Because you see, it's all about the money, it's all about name recognition. That's overall what it is, and that's why they're doing this consideration of taking the title off of Punk. Because they know they're heading into the WrestleMania season. And it's not just going to be Punk, in my opinion. I think this is just going to, if they're considering this for Punk, they're considering this for Daniel Bryan and all those other guys you saw, and all the rest you saw in that group picture, if you listen to that audio portion here on YouTube, courtesy of TV Tracks. Now, I'm not saying WWE's not smart in their decision making. Sometimes they've proven to be smart and they've made great decisions. Maybe they're smart in making a great decision here, but we don't know that. But that is why WWE is doing this. So, that's just my thought right now on the entire situation going on the two top stories, in my opinion, that's come out of WWE and reported through rumors and facts and all that, but basically rumors. So, give me your thoughts down below, tell me what you think, and I'll talk to y'all later.